Okay, everybody be quiet and let Mammie tell me all about her poem.
Well, I hadn't practiced on that poem for a long time. I don't know whether I can say it or not. I'll try a little verse or two of it. Maud Muller on a summer's day raked the meadows sweet with hay. Beneath her torn hat glowed the well of simple beauty and rustic help. Singing she wrought with merry glee, the mockbird echoed from his tree. But when she glanced from the far-off town, white from its hillside looking down, the sweet song died, and a vague unrest of a nameless longing filled her breast for something that for a wish that she had dared to own, for something better than she had known. The judge rode slowly down the lane, soothing his horse's chestnut mane, and drew his bridle in the shade of the apple tree to greet the maid. He asked a drink from the spring that flowed through the meadow and across the road. Stooping where the cool spring bubbled up, she filled for him her small tin cup, and blushed as she gave it, looking down on her feet so bare and her tattered gown. Thanks, said the judge, a sweeter drop from her fair hand was never quaffed. He spoke of the grass, the flowers, the trees, the singing birds, and the humming bees. And he spoke of the haying and wondered whether the cloud in the west might bring foul weather. Maud soon forgot her bare torn gown and her graceful ankles bare and brown, but looking up with pleased surprise, sprang out from her long-lashed hazel eyes. At last, like some who far delay, he seeks a vain excuse, and he rode away. Maud Muller looked and sighed, ah me, that I the judge's bride might be. He dressed me up in silks so fine, and praised and toast me at his wine. My father would wear a broadcloth coat, my brother would sail a painted boat. I'd dress my mother so grand and gay, and the baby would have a new toy each day. The judge looked back as he climbed the hill, and he saw Maud Muller standing still. Ah, that she were mine, and I today, like her, a harvester of hay, no doubt for balances of rights and wrongs, nor weary lawyers with endless tongues, but the low of cattle and the song of birds, peace and quiet and loving words. But he thought of his sisters still and cold, and of his mother in her rank of gold. So closing his heart, the judge rode on, and Maud Muller was left in the field alone. The lawyers laughed that afternoon when he hummed in court an old love tune. He wedded a wife, unlearned and poor, and many children played around her door. And care and sorrow and childbirth pain left its trace on heart and brain. And a weary wheel to spin it turned, while the tallow candle of Astle burned. So she took up the burdens of life again, saying it might have been. She wedded, I made a little mistake. Well, I stole that yeah. Sometimes her narrow kitchen walls would stretch out in the stately halls, and he that sat in the chimney loved, dozing and grumbling over pipe and mug. A manly farm at her side she saw. Work was duty and love was law. In the summer sun, when the sun shone hot on the new mown hay on the meadow lot, she heard the little birdies sing, and again she saw the rider draw his rein in the apple tree again. And looking down with timid grace, she felt his pleased eyes read her face. So, alas for the maiden, alas for the judge, a rich repiner and a household drudge. God pity them both and pity us all, who the dreams of youth recall. But of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these, it might have been. But in every person some hope, new hope lies, deeply buried from human eyes. And in hereafter the angels may roll the stone from the grave away. John G. Whittier is author, and that's it.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
This little bit I left out. Yeah, I say a little bit I left out.
I left out.
That was great.
Yeah.
Now, how old were you on your last birthday?
91.
And that was when?
May the 11th.
Of this year?
83. That's how old it was.
And you can eat, I guess we can even say where she's at.
Yeah.
Grover won't mind us telling
No.
where you're at.
I'm at my son-in-law Grover's sales. And is it Louisville?
Let's try it above.
Where were you born, Mammie?
At Bloomington, Kentucky.
Why don't you go to...
Well, my father was William Patrick. My mother was Markelia Franklin. They died at 86 and 88. My father was 88, my mother was 86 when they died. Ask me anything else you want to know.
Well, you just tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Well, I've raised 10 children, 5 girls and 5 boys. I've taught school for 29 years, run a grocery store for 10 or 12 years, and retired. And all I had to do after I retired before I had an accident and got hurt was pick the banjo. Oh, well, I guess that'll be enough about myself.
What was your favorite piece?
My favorite piece was Pretty Polly, I guess.
Pretty Polly. I even remember that one.
Oh, yes.
Well, all right.
Do you remember about Gunstock Franklin?
Yes. My grandmother's father. My grandmother Franklin's brother was Gunstock John, they called him. He sold a place where Louisa now stands for an old gunstock, and he wore the name of Gunstock John the rest of his life.
Was Louisa is a town?
Louisa's a town now.
Oh, and he sold all that property?
All the property for a gunstock. Good trader, wasn't he? Oh, well, I guess that'll be it. That's enough. Enough to tell. I can tell a lot, but it's not worth much.
Well, it's worth a lot to us.
Well, I guess that'll be enough. It's fine.